Hit it.
Hey, all my worthy viewers and Fleming Film Show fanatics. It's JD, your Review Master, and we are here for the Fleming Film Show, and we are going to be talking the 2000 Best Animated Picture winners. And, of course, here's your host, as always, Mr. Rob Fleming.
Hello, guys. Hello, Justin. How have you been?
Pretty good, man. It's been a while. How are you?
I've been good. I've been good. A lot of people don't know this. This is the first time me and you've actually spoken in a while. The episodes we just released are been pre-recorded for a while.
Yes, that is absolutely true. We're back at it again together. And yeah, it's been a few weeks now, but I'm glad we had some banked up so we didn't have to miss any weeks. And yeah, are you excited to talk animated films?
Oh, definitely, definitely. I love animated films, and we are not long, only a couple months away till the next Oscar season. So the
Can
best
you
start
believe it?
up now.
It went by so quick. We're already in the midst of it. I'm gonna go see Spencer later, which is an Oscar, talked about movie for this year. But since we're talking animated movies, what are some of your favorites of this year so far? What do you think is going to be up?
Oh, definitely the Mitchells versus the Machines. It was very groundbreaking in animation and storytelling wise. I can see Luca Enchanto and Raya and the Last Dragon being nomination. As for the fifth one, I don't want to see something stereotypical or bad budget. I want to see something from around the world. Let's see another country have animation. Maybe an anime movie. We haven't had a lot of anime movies been nominated in a while.
Yeah. I thought last year Whiskers Away, I think was the name of it, was a really good animated film that was anime. But yeah, this year I really, really liked Raya and the Last Dragon. I love Luca. Um, I didn't, Mitchells and the Machines didn't really hit the same way for me as it did for other people. I know that it was, done really well and will probably be up for Oscars. But yeah, Encanto is going to be um, probably up there. Vivo came out on Netflix this year. That was a pretty good one. Lin Manuel Miranda voicing the monkey. And then I haven't heard anything about it, but right now Ron's Gone Wrong is in theaters, and that's an animated film. But I don't know anything about it or seen it, or nobody's even talking about it. So
And even though it got delayed till next year, I'm looking forward to Del Toro's Pinocchio film for Netflix.
yeah, anything Del Toro does is good.
Yes.
All right, so what we're going to be doing here is in the year 2000, there was 9 movies that won Best Animated Feature from the year 2000 to 2009. So we will be listing ours and ranking ours from 9 to 1.
That's correct. That's correct. It only started in 2001, this award.
Oh, sorry, 2001. Yeah. Yeah.
So we'll
Obviously.
celebrate the 20 years of this award then.
Right, exactly. There's only been 20 years now, which is great. I'm glad that I was alive during a time where something new came about. It's like how they now connected the music, the sound ones are now together, and then now it's international film instead of foreign film. So we're really adapting, and I like it.
So do I. So do I. Do you want to kick things off with your number 9?
Yes, I shall kick it off. This movie, I'm actually really surprised that it won Best Animated Feature in this year, because uh, I thought that there was other great movies that came out this year, and this movie it didn't really hit for me the way it did for others, but I know why it won, and I know what's going on with it, but the movie that I'm picking at number 9. The reason why I think it did so well is because it has a cute penguin in it who tap dances, and it's different because we don't really see like penguins like this. Surfs Up I think came out maybe right before or right after, but this was just a cute little penguin dancing around, and everyone loved it. And came out in 2006, and my number 9 is Happy Feet.
Snap. That's also my number 9. Animation is a lot outdated compared to the others on this list, and I think that's what really lets it down. Plus the story, it's kind of more you put it on and you flick through it, you don't really pay attention, nothing really draws you in. I mean, the voice talents like Hugh Jackman, Nicole Kidman, Elijah Wood, Robin Williams, they're also my favourite actors, and even they
Yeah.
couldn't make you pay attention to this film.
I know. Yeah, I think one of the only good things is Robin Williams in this movie, but also Brittany Murphy was voiced in it. Yeah, you just watched this recently. This is one of the ones that you hadn't seen, right? And you said the animation didn't hold up as much.
No, not compared to obviously the others. I mean, I love George Miller for what he's done to Mad Max, but I think he should stick to live action. He can't do both like Wes Anderson.
Yeah, no, well, yeah. And even Wes Anderson's, that animation is like, it's kind of like Wallace and Gromit sort of animation,
Yeah.
Where it's like puppeteering almost. But yeah, wow, we linked up on our number 9 already. I mean, we both know that it is definitely the weakest of the 9 for sure.
Definitely. I think that's why I never really fancied it at first.
Because what else came out that year?
Paprika, which is a Japanese anime movie, which is very underrated. It was Christopher Nolan's inspiration.
No, I'm sorry. The nominations for that year were Cars, Monster House, and Happy Feet.
I'm not seen Monster House, and Cars is one of Pixar's weakest movies. As I said, Paprika, A Scanner Darkly, they're underrated movies. They should have been nominated.
Oh, well, Scanner Darkly, huh? Yeah, there was only 3 that year. Now we're up to 5. We do have some that we'll be talking about that are also up for Best Picture. So that's a lot of fun too. Okay, well, why don't you kick off number 8?
I'm really scared about kicking off number 8 because I know it's one of your favourites, and by all means, this is not a bad movie at all. It just doesn't hit home for me as much as other Pixar films do. I feel bad about being a Pixar fan. And in fact, I also love the sci-fi genre. But yeah, I just don't think this film is one of my favourites, even though I think it is still the best animated movie from the year it was made, and that's Wally.
I can't believe you.
I think it's better than Kung Fu Panda.
My, oh my, you are disappointing me.
I'm terribly sorry. But yeah, I love the animation. I love Wally and Eve's little chemistry together, and I really like how they create their world around this terrible Earth and how it's all. Plus, Fred Willard in the live action was awesome as well. But yeah, sorry, Justin. Wally just doesn't hit home for me as much as it does with you, so that's why it's my number 8.
Yeah, also nominated that year is Kung Fu Panda and Bolt.
I think I prefer Wally to both of them movies anyway.
Oh yeah, definitely. All right, well, I'll brush that one off. My number 8 is a movie that came out in 2007. It was up for it won best animated feature in 2008. It was up against Persepolis and Surf's Up. So we just found out that Surf's Up came after Happy Feet. But yeah, it's Ratatouille. It's Brad Bird's Ratatouille. This movie would have been last had it not been for Happy Feet, because I just don't really care for this movie at all. It's fun to have something new and fresh, like a rat in a kitchen. Yeah, I mean, it's just, I know we're in an animated world and we have like these tap dancing penguins and stuff, but Ratatouille doesn't speak but can control a human to cook. And it's just so unbelievable. Just make them talk too, just makes no sense. But yeah, Brad Bird definitely is a visionary when it comes to animated films. He has other films that have won Best Picture, animated picture, that we'll be talking about later. But yeah, Ratatouille is perfectly fine. I think it's one of the weaker Pixar films, but as an animated feature, I think it did pretty well. And obviously over Surf's Up, and I haven't even seen Persepolis, but we can understand why it won in 2008.
Would you have nominated the Simpsons movie?
No. It's just a longer episode.
Fair enough, just thought I'd ask. Are you ready for my number 7?
I am ready for your number 7.
My number 7 is the inaugural winner of this award, and it is considered a cult classic by many. It's Shrek.
Rob, what is wrong with you?
I love Shrek. I love.
Why is it number 7 then?
It's number 7. I just prefer the other 6 movies. I mean, I love Shrek because of obviously it's different and it's taking the piss out of Disney, and that's what I like. I like parody, and Shrek is kind of a perfect parody of Disney movies and animation. And I like
I know
Cameron
why.
Diaz. I love Mike Myers. I love Eddie Murphy. I love John Lithgow. There's nothing John Lithgow can't do. And
Agreed.
and
Lord
also,
Farquaad is one of my all-time favorite villains ever, ever, ever. I love Lord Farquaad.
I'm glad we agree. Glad we agree on that. But yeah, I think it's more the adult humour. The more I like it, the more as I get older, I kind of laugh at jokes I didn't laugh when I was a kid, and I don't laugh at jokes I laughed at as a kid now. It's really changed my mind. And yeah, Shrek is a very good movie, and it's my number 7.
You are just upset because it beat out Monsters Inc.
No, that's not true.
It beat out Monsters Inc. and Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius.
Okay, I think I prefer Shrek to Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius.
But you like Monsters Inc. more.
Oh, I love Monsters Inc. It's one of my
One of
favorite.
your all times. All right. Well, speaking of Monsters Inc., from the creators of Monsters Inc., this is a movie that now has a sequel. It really revolutionized, I feel, the way that animated movies were done, but also it brought kids attached to to a new film, in the genre of animation. And this movie is Finding Nemo.
Good choice. Good choice
Is
for
my
number 7.
number 7. It's a sweet little film, but I think Finding Nemo is the character. Nemo is the main character in the storyline, but it's all the sub characters that really make this movie. We have Dory, which is now we have Finding Dory, but we also have was it Bruce the Shark?
Yes.
There's just so many other sub characters in this movie that make it better than the actual. I love Albert Brooks, but him as Marlin's a little bit of a like a sucker punch to the gut. He's always trying to hold Nemo back, and but everybody else is so great. We also have Willem Dafoe in here, Allison Janney, Brad Garrett, Jeffrey Rush, Eric Bana, Ellen DeGeneres, of course, and then Alexander Gould as Nemo. But Stephen Root as well. It's a fine film. I just don't like it as much as I like the other ones. And I don't really go back to rewatch this one. Like the ones that I've talked about so far I don't really go back to rewatch these. So, but it definitely deserves its Oscar win. Let's see who it was up against. It was up against Brother Bear and the Triplets of Belleville, but I Triplets of Belleville got a lot of praise that year. I think it was the French movie. And then Brother Bear, of course, had the great song that everybody still knows and loves.
Nice. I've not seen the French one, but I've seen Brother Bear before. I think I prefer Finding Nemo.
Oh yeah.
Right, I'm going to jump on your number 8 with my number 6, and that's Ratatouille. A lot of Pixar fans hype this film up as their magnum opus. I wouldn't go that far with this movie at all. I love Patton Oswalt. He's got some good voice acting, and I do.
We have a little character here from going to Disney. We go to Disney a lot.
Nice.
Little Ratatouille. Little
Nice.
Remy.
Little Remy.
He's gonna hang out with us for the rest of the show.
Awesome. I wish I had something to go on my shoulder.
Yeah, they also have like Groot, baby Groot on a shoulder. The little lizard from Frozen 2.
Ooh.
Yeah. All right, sorry, I jumped all over you.
I do like the story, and every time I watch it, it does make me get hungry because of all the nice food they're showing. But yeah, I feel like this film is a bit overhyped for what it is, but I still think it's a good movie nonetheless. And Ratatouille is my number 6.
Yeah, it's probably my girlfriend's favorite out of all these, I think. Maybe she might like The Incredibles a little bit more, but Ratatouille is her favorite, which is why Remy is on my shoulder.
Nice.
Okay. My number 6. This movie I had not seen, and then I watched it. This movie came out in 2001. It is an anime film. It's a long ass film, by the way. This is a movie that's probably the longest out of all 9 movies. This is directed and written by Hayao Miyazaki. And this movie is called Spirited Away. I really enjoyed it. I mean, I liked it better than these other 3 films, but yeah, I mean, it's her. She goes to this mystical, magical world where I don't. You can't. You're eating people. I mean, I don't know if this movie would pass today. I think they pushed a lot of the boundaries for a PG film. They had some like language in there that was actually a little untoward, and then yeah, you have a guy that's just eating people, and it's for a kids movie. It doesn't seem like or I guess it's not even a kids movie, but for an animated film, it just seems like it's a little too aggressive, and maybe it's not necessarily geared towards children, but I think like teenagers and then adults and stuff. But I really enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun with it. I really enjoyed the grandmother character, even though she was she's a little bit of an asshole, but no, I thought it was really fun, and I'm glad that I waited this long to see, because I don't think I would have appreciated it more. I appreciated it as much as I did, but yeah, they go on this weird kind of adventure, and it's witches and spirits and gods, and humans are changed into beasts, and it's an interesting new take. You don't see it in any of these other films, so I really enjoyed it. So Spirited Away is my number 6. But what year did it win for?
2002.
Oh, I see. Okay, so it was up against. Oh, the first 5. We have Ice Age, Lilo and Stitch, Treasure Planet, Spirit, Stallion and the Cimarron, and Spirited Away.
I've seen all 5 of them.
I have as well. And I think that year, I probably would have picked Ice Age. Of course, I hadn't seen Spirited Away. But yeah, Lilo and Stitch is also a fun one.
I love Lilo and Stitch.
Okay. What is coming in at your number 5?
It's a film featuring 2 legendary British icons, Wallace and Gromit, and it's The Curse of the Were-Rabbit. I love Wallace and Gromit, everything about Wallace and Gromit, and their movie does not fail 1 second. The animation, the voice acting, especially with Ray Fiennes and Hannah Bonner Carter joining in, they put on really good performances and stand out in this film. And they really expand on the Wallace and Gromit world, and I think it's probably one of their best films that come out of Aardman. It's really, really shame that their factory burnt down just shortly after it was released, because their props got up destroyed, and so did the props from the previous movie Chicken Run. The only thing that survived was Wallace and Gromit, because Nick Park was on a tour and he had them in his bag.
This is also my number 5. It came out in 2005. It had a budget of $30 million, and it grossed $195 million, which is incredible. It was up against, we're back to 3, Howl's Moving Castle and Corpse Bride. I just watched this movie for the first time last year during pandemic, and well, we're still in a pandemic, but during the heart of it, and I really, really enjoyed it. This isn't a movie that has a lot of dialogue. It's just it's just these characters. It's Wallace and Gromit, and then we have the Were-Rabbit, and it's thematic for Halloween. And it just did really well. And yeah, the animation is so well done. This is like what we were talking about with like the Wes Anderson. It's like claymation style, and they move every single lip and eyebrow and hand movement, and it's just so spectacular, so well done. Definitely one of their best ones. We don't really see the claymation up for animated movies anymore, and I'd like to see that more. Thanks to Wes Anderson, we do. But yeah, Wallace and Gromit needs to come back. It's an icon and a staple, definitely, in the UK area. But it also won our hearts here in the States, and I love how inventive the character is. I mean, how he just gets out of bed and comes down to go to eat dinner is just or breakfast is just so unique and fun. But yeah, we tied up again at number 5 with Wallace and Gromit: The Curse of the Were Rabbit.
Yes, yes. Unfortunately, the voice actor who voiced Wallace in the film and the other 4 shorts passed away. So I don't know whether
Peter
the
Sallis.
voice actor, yeah, he passed away a couple of years ago, bless him.
Yeah, unfortunate.
Yeah. Yeah, but I would like to see Armand do more films, as I like Flushed Away and the Pirates film. And I thought Early Man was quite fun for what it was as well.
Nice.
Nice. So yeah, we've matched up twice.
Well, we still have room for 2 more matchups. Let's see what's coming in at number 4.
I'm going back on your number 7, I think, with Finding Nemo.
Tell me about it.
I just love the animation in this movie, how they animate the sea and how they animate the fish. Apparently, it was really hard progress. It's one I don't revisit often, but it's one I would revisit every year or two, or maybe 2 or 3 years. But it's definitely a film I would show if I had children. But yeah, I think it is fun, and the voice acting is fantastic. Because we also have Willem Dafoe and Jeffrey Rush, who are 2 of our best.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. It's hard animating underwater and to have it be so believable. So I know that was tough for him, and that's what I was saying. It was revolutionary. Also, giving kids another chance to adapt to new toys and stuff, and not just princesses and whatnot. Because the turtle in this movie really was a big hit,
I love
as well as Dory and Nemo. So very nice.
What's your number 4 then?
Well, I'm sure. Well, obviously it's higher on your list, but my number 4 is also by Brad Bird. It came out in 2004. It was up against Shrek 2 and Shark Tale, and it also has a sequel that came out a few years ago, and it's The Incredibles. This
Good
movie.
choice.
This movie is just animated superheroes, so it had a budget of 92 million. It grossed 631 million dollars. So it's a surefire hit. I do agree that it's better than Shrek 2, but I really liked Shark Tale. I thought it was a good movie. And again, it's underwater and hard to animate that way, but I enjoyed Shark Tale. But The Incredibles, I mean, it is a huge staple in Pixar and Disney now. It has a credit coaster over at Disneyland, at California Adventure. But we also have incredible voice acting by Holly Hunter and Samuel L. Jackson, Craig T. Nelson and Jason Lee. Wallace Shawn's in there, which is great. But yeah, it's a family of superheroes, and they have their own sort of unique style and abilities. And but they have to save the day, but also make it home for dinner in time. So it's a fun family movie, and I think the reason why this one did so well is because parents could go with their kids and actually enjoy it, where some of these animated films aren't really for parents as much. But this one really hit home for everybody, and yeah, it's my number 4.
Good choice, number 4. It's a little bit higher than me, but I'm going to go with my number 3. The second ever animated film, to be nominated animated film wise, and the first film to win best animated film and be nominated for best picture. Up. And my favorite film, and my overall favorite film of 2009.
This is also my number 3.
Happy days. Happy
Yeah.
days. Do you love Up as much as I do because of the first 5 minutes between Carl and Ellie? Because that's all I really want to talk about with this film. I think the rest of the movie is fantastic, but that 5 minutes is the best 5 minutes in any animated film. If that 5 minutes was just a short film, it would be higher. It would be straight to number 1.
Yeah, and it's what everyone talks about when it comes to this film. And actually, as much as sweet as it is, and how much love and praise everyone gives to it, it's not. I like the rest of the film more. I love the dynamic with the old man and the boy.
Yes, I love Russell. I love Russell. I love Doug. I love Christopher Plummer's character. Daryl Lindo is one of his dogs. Daryl Lindo from the Five Bloods. He voices one of his dogs.
Yeah, it's Beta. Yeah. Well, Ed Asner as Carl he's just
Legend.
so perfect.
He is. He's perfect. He's brilliant. He was a brilliant actor for his time.
Oh my God, I love the man. And yeah, Christopher Plummer, of course, is in it. But it's just, I just love the dynamic with the boy and the old man. Plus, you have Doug in there and the dog who can talk.
And Kevin.
Yeah, and Kevin the bird, which is such a weird name for a bird. But yeah, this movie, we have the Egyptian Theater here in Los Angeles, and they play a lot of Disney films, and Up was playing. So me and my buddy went, and they had, like a smaller version of the house that was up on with the balloons. And sure enough, that first 5 minutes, I look over to my buddy. He is just crying because of that first 5 minutes. And it's a damn fine film. And yeah, actually, this movie was up for Best Picture as well, but for Best Animated Feature Film, it was up against Coraline, Fantastic Mr. Fox, The Princess and the Frog, The Secret of Kells, and then Up. And unfortunately, I really enjoy The Princess and the Frog a lot, like a lot.
I thought your favourite from that list would be Fantastic Mr. Fox, since it's your favourite
Well,
Wes Anderson film.
but we're just Wes Anderson, like here's Disney and then here's Wes Anderson. So I love Disney way more than I love Wes Anderson. So that's the reason why. But for Best Picture nominations, it was up against Avatar, District 9, and Glorious Bastards, The Hurt Locker, Up in the Air, Serious Man, and Education, Precious, and then The Blind Side.
It is a bit weird that I prefer Up to Inglourious Bastards, isn't it?
Whoa, that is weird. I actually like District 9 a lot out of these films, and of course Avatar.
Our words cannot describe how good that movie is.
I love District 9. But yeah, Up is a solid flick. I would, again, these are my top three are the most rewatchable for me, so I would rewatch this right now and be really happy.
Nice.
But at least we know we don't link up in number 1 and number 2. So what's your silver? Oh wait, I want to give the gross here 1 second. 175 million for Up, made 735 million dollars. Holy cow. 8.2 on Rotten Tomato or on IMDb. All right, sorry. You're number 2.
Because I'm a superhero fan, my number 2 is The Incredibles. Yeah, I love this movie. It's quite a lot of fun, probably the best from Pixar. I love the music, I love the animation, I love the characters. I even love the villain of this movie. Like he's one of the villains where you actually feel sorry for, and that's what I like about him, because you kind of see that he has a point. And Mr. Incredible was an asshole to him, so you kind of see his point. But I love the story, and Samuel L. Jackson as Frozone is one of his best characters. And yeah, I just think The Incredibles is one of Pixar's finest. It's in my top 3 Pixar films. You can't fault this movie. I love The Incredibles, and the sequel really attached to it perfectly as well. I can watch them two back to back any day of the week, and and it's one of my favorite movies from Pixar. It's
What's
my
the
second.
little lady's name? She's great.
Oh, Edna.
Yeah, Edna. She's amazing. She's probably my favorite character.
Good choice. So I'm guessing your number 2 is Shrek.
It sure is. The movie that started it all. First ever Best Animated Picture winner, 2001 Shrek. This movie was revolutionary. I mean, it obviously not only for winning the first ever Best Animated Picture, but just the animation at that time. And DreamWorks is the first animated feature winner. DreamWorks? They're not necessarily known for their animation. Disney should have, right? Or Miyazaki. I mean, people who are known for animation should have won this, but no, we had this sleeper come in here. Shrek, of course, the cast is amazing, as we talked about before. Lord Farquaad is my favorite villain. But also, Eddie Murphy and Mike Myers and Cameron Diaz. I mean, there was nobody hotter in 2001 than Cameron Diaz, meaning like she was everywhere. She was in all the pictures, all the movies.
Love Cameron Diaz. Love Cameron Diaz. I wish she would come out of retirement and do more movies.
Oh, did she retire?
Yeah, she retired 5 years ago.
I had no idea. Yeah, this movie, as we talked about, was up against Monsters Inc. and Jimmy Neutron. And yeah, it has four movies after it, but also these characters, or kids love these characters. These are people still buy these collectibles and the dolls and stuff. Donkey and Shrek. Yeah, Mike Myers as Shrek is amazing. He's kind of has a little bit of fat bastard talking to it, but yeah, in the morning we're making waffles, and this is a great film. I would rewatch. I like 2, 3, and 4 as well, but 1 stands as the best for sure. Yeah, we all know about Shrek.
We do. It is a cult classic, and everybody loves Shrek.
It has a really good soundtrack to it too.
Oh yes, especially when All Star by Smash Mouth plays at the start.
That's right. Okay, well, I'm really surprised about your number one, but hit me.
So my number one. So since I started doing this reviewing stuff, I've been really getting into Studio Ghibli and anime, and Spirited Away was the first one I saw by the studio for its repetition. And since I first watched it, and the second and third time I watched it, it's made me fall in love with this movie over and over again. I love the animation style, I love the story. It reminds me of films like Pan's Labyrinth and Alice in Wonderland and other typical fantasy movies. I feel like it is probably has one of the most unique animation styles that you don't see with with uh with animated films. And plus, looking back at all the other Ghibli films that have been there before Spirited Away, this is actually my second favorite Ghibli film. Grave of the Fireflies is my favorite, but they've had like some groundbreaking animation in the past, and I can see like how hard they work on their films, making them really detailed. And I think Spirited Away came at the right time to get them more in the notice, win this award, and become the studio we love as much as Disney and Pixar and DreamWorks. And they're a very underrated studio, in my opinion. I think they should be nominated more for this award or other animes that I've explored as well. And then that's why it's my number one, because it really helped me get into an animation technique that I love and cherish now as an adult. And I have Spirited Away to thank for that. And that's why it's my number one. So my number one is Spirited Away.
They it's actually hand drawn too.
It is.
I think the only one that has come out recently that's been digital was that Earwig and the Witch that came out on HBO Max.
I never watched it, never fancied it, and don't fancy it at all. It looks absolutely terrible.
Yeah, why didn't they just hand draw it?
Exactly. They should have.
My girlfriend works at the Academy Museum, and I went on Friday, and that's how I showed you the cinematographer room.
Ooh.
So they have a Miyazaki floor. It's just for him, and you walk in, and it's this beautiful like green. It's like you're transformed into his drawings, and then they have all of his main pictures up everywhere, and you just kind of walk through it. It was the last thing I saw, and it was closing, so I couldn't really stay in that room too long, but I want to go back and sit in there for a while, because you get to lay down like you're in what's the movie, the one with the clouds and the green grass,
The Wind Rises.
Yes, The Wind Rises. Yeah, and you get to lay down and just kind of like relax in there. Also, Kiki's Delivery Service.
I love that movie. Movie.
I mean, I don't even know. I have zero clue, because I've only seen Spirited Away. now. I haven't seen anything
You
else.
need to explore these movies. You really need to explore these movies. Well, hopefully,
Well,
it was a good jump for you to try and explore more anime. I've been trying to get my other friends into anime, and I'm glad I recommended you Spirited Away.
well, yeah, I kind of had to watch it for this, but I'm glad I did, and I really liked it. And like I said, A Whisker Away last year was really good. I know it's not Miyazaki, but I just never have gotten into anime ever.
I didn't until last year.
Yeah. But this room in this museum always has a line like 45 minutes long for people to get in there. You're not allowed to be on your phone because Miyazaki just wants you to experience it yourself,
Right,
just like
I appreciate
visually.
he is a genius.
Yeah. And I just want to spend a little bit more time in there just because I know that he's revolutionized, anime in film and stuff. And yeah, I completely agree. It should be up more. Up his stuff. Well, anime itself should be up more because it's deserved. Like the Musin Train that came out last year, the Demon Slayer, or this year. It's amazing animation. It's not my cup of tea, but it's still really, really good, and it's a nice action film. If you strip the animation away from it.
And I used to love Pokemon as a kid, and lots of people around my time grew up with Pokemon.
Yeah, and it just missed me. Like I was at the age where it just like I was too old for it at that point. So I think that's why I didn't get into it. Um, but yeah, I it's a really good film. I completely understand. I think it would be on a lot of people's number ones as
It
well.
was.
And in Japan, Miyazaki is bigger than Disney, so um, obviously he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he does. He does. So tell me about your number one, which I assume is Wally. I know this is your favourite movie since we met last year, and I want to ask you, why do you love this movie so much, Justin?
Because in a world of nothing, you they found love. They
Oh,
found each other and they found love. I mean, is there anything bigger or better than love? No. And you just have this little rope, and there's for most of the movie there's not a lot of talking until we get to the spaceship, but you're just roaming around with Wally and you just fall in love with Wally. He's this little robot and he's just cleaning. He's doing his job still after all these years of no life. He's still compacting trash because that's what he does. But he has his own sort of mind and brain. Like he collects things and he goes, he has his own little house and he loves watching TV. He loves movies just like we do. And he wants this. He wants to hold somebody's hand. He wants the connection. And it's just so, so sweet. And it was, to me, it was unique because it's, again, not a lot of dialogue until we get to, which is the worst part, is like the human life. I wanted to stay so much more with Eva and Wally and be in their universe because it was really magical. And it's heartbreaking too because there's a point in the movie where he doesn't know if she remembers him, and his heart's broken, and all they want is to find new life. And they find life within each other, and I just think that is so magical, and it's such a great feeling. And I fell in love as they fell in love, and that's what, if a movie can make you do that, then that to me deserves to be number one. And yeah, I love Wally. It is I had a budget of $180 million and grossed 521 million. So definitely made its money back. 8.4 on IMDb. Yeah, came out in 2008 and it beat out Kung Fu Panda and Bolt. So Kung Fu Panda is a great, great film, but Wally is I love, and they fell in love, and I love that. And yeah, the worst part of the movie is when the humans are, but it's kind of like a look into the future. If we're just going to sit and stare at our phones and our computers all day and just get fat, we're just going to be roaming around in wheelchairs just because we can't move. And that's sad. But even within that sadness, there's hope and there's purity. There's what was and what could still be, and then the future. And it's just a perfect movie.
it kind of
It's in,
reminds me of Noah's Ark in a way.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Yeah, it's in my top 25 of all time. So, I love this movie, and it has to me so much rewatchability, just like Shrek and just like Up. All right, let's count them down. My number 9 is your number 9 was Happy Feet.
And my number 8 was Wally.
My
Sorry, Justin.
my number 8 is Ratatouille.
My number 7 is Shrek.
My number 7 is Finding Nemo.
My number 6 is Ratatouille.
My number 6 is Spirited Away.
My number 5 is Wallace and Gromit, which is your number 5.
That's right. So
What's your
my
number
number 4 my number 4 was The Incredibles.
My number 4 is Finding Nemo.
We linked up again with our number 3 at Up.
My number 2 is Incredibles.
I have Shrek at my number 2.
And my number 1 is Studio Ghibli's and Miyazaki's Spirited Away.
Yes, and my number 1 is Wally.
Right, very diverse list. I think people can tell I'm an anime fan now.
Yeah. I mean, I have more Wally figures and stuff in this house than I do anything else. Like we have a Wally and Eve, and then the little guy that helps out. And then I have like little movable Wally cars over here, and I love Wally.
Nice one. And next time we return to me talk about the animated films from the 2010s. This time there's 10 of them.
All right. Well, let's see. I have to look up to see what we got.
I think the only one I need to watch is Rango. I've seen both. I've seen the last 2 Toy Stories. Seen Spider-Verse. Seen Big Hero 6 and Coco. Seen Zootropolis.
What was it again?
So
it's Toy Story 3 and 4.
Rango, Frozen, Brave, I want to say.
Oh, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Yes.
Okay, so Frozen, Paranorman? No, that's not right. Yeah. Oh, wait, is it? Paranorman, Arthur Christmas, Coco,
No, Arthur Christmas didn't win. Let me just...
Yeah, okay, this isn't the right. Inside Out?
Inside Out won.
Yeah. I'll have to... I don't know why this isn't coming up. Awesome. Yeah, we'll talk those.
Yes.
And then, later in the month, we'll be doing Amadeus for my thread.
Yes, I'm looking forward to watching that movie.
Yes.
I'm slowly working my way through the 80s Best Picture winners I've not seen.
Okay, so Brave, Kung Fu Panda. Great. What else you got going on? You're doing some written reviews, right?
Yeah, I'm still doing written reviews at www.robbiesreviews.co.uk. But if you want to see a YouTube review, check out my review of Dune. I loved it.
Me too. Oh yeah, here we go. Toy Story 3, Rango, Brave, Frozen, Big Hero 6, Inside Out, Zootopia, Coco, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and Toy Story 4. So I've seen all of them.
And so I just need to see Rango then.
Ooh, but it gives me a good opportunity to see Spider-Verse again. I've only seen Big Hero 6 once. I love Zootopia. We'll talk about it next week.
Yeah, we will. We'll talk about that next week. Thank you guys for listening. Any movie do you want to shout out?
Oh, yes. Just hold on a brief second with me. I just watched and loved. Okay, yeah. This is it. Let me come back to you. Where are you? Okay. Yes, The Harder They Fall on Netflix. It was so good. Go watch it. Regina King, Idris Elba, Lakeith Stanfield. It is a Western. Every single person in it is black except for some sub characters, but all the main characters are black. it is so badass. It is so raunchy, like blood and gore, and the way that kills happen and shooting happens. Regina King is a goddamn delight in this movie. Also, Zuzu something, the girl,
Zazie Beetz from
yes. Oh god, she's so good. Zazie Beetz, so good. I highly recommend it. Go see The Harder They Fall. It's out on Netflix right now. It's more than worth a view. I hope it gets some Oscar love as well. Just maybe even for Best Picture, because like a movie like this back in the day would be nominated for Best Picture, like Westerns for sure. And this is the coloring, because Westerns are so drab and dreary and brown, and they just make it so vibrant. Like all the colors that are in there when there are color, it just pops. It really, really pops. So I highly recommend The Harder They Fall.
Nice. And I'll see you very soon, Justin.
All right, buddy. Have a good week.
You too. Bye-bye, mate.
Bye, buddy.